it's Jez here from nigezza.co.uk. So I am here with the last little bits and bobs that need doing. So last time we sewed the signatures in and made the cover, decorated the cover, sewed the signatures in. So now we just need to do something here. I'm going to add a pocket, probably decorate this somehow and put a closure. So I've actually already done the back because I'm going to do exactly the same thing as this on the front. So because I usually trim the pages down so that they're all the same size, but I didn't do it in this one. I decided, no, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So the front cover now feels a bit shorter because as you add your pages, the middle ones start protruding out. So I thought I'd put some lace down it, and then it kind of covers that up. So I've got some cotton embroidery anglais, which I got from a charity shop, and then I'm sure I tea dyed this. Might have been that colour when I bought it, can't remember. So I just thought I'd stick that on the edge there, and then that covers all the pages there, so it looks fine. And I thought I'd put a bit of this ribbon down it because that ties in with what's on the cover and what I'm gonna do on the edge of the pocket. So that is what I thought there. So that is quite easy and simple to do. So I'm going to pull in sheet there where I don't have to worry about glue. So I'm just going to put a bit of Fabri-Tac on there to stick the ribbon to. So this doesn't take too long. I get most of my laces and trims from charity shops, and I have an abundance of Stampin' Up ribbons, often that I've bought in clearance. I bought this in clearance and I liked it when it was in the catalogue, but I thought I can wait. And so once it was in clearance, I think I bought 3 spools of it. And I thought it was just perfect for a junk journal. So just rub my glue there. Can't find my little mopping up cloth because I moved things out of the way. There we go. To start filming. So just like so. So that's like that. So on here I am gonna just put some glue along the edge there. So I'm putting this paper in. This is, you know, when you've got sticky back plastic, this is the sheet that's left behind. So waste not, want not. I thought I'll use them. So I just cut them up to useful sizes. So that's just going to go across there. I might just get my little spreader. Spread it down. And then just feeling so that this ribbon is on the edge and the broide anglais is overlapped. That is what I'm doing. So that's like that. When it's dry, I'm going to trim the top and the bottom. So that's that. I've cut from the offcut that I had a little strip there. It's 4 1/8 because I wanted it to get stuck in there with a bit of a margin all the way around. I want to put some ribbon on it, so I'm going to stick that on the top before I stick it down. So I'm just going to snip a bit off and then trim it up once it's stuck on. So I'll just put this along the edge. Put my lid on so it doesn't dry out because it's too expensive to have it dry up. It does last a long time because I actually only use it for ribbon and fabric. So it is only the second bottle I've ever had, and I bought my first bottle during lockdown of 2020. So yeah, and I did during lockdown, I used quite a bit of my first bottle mending a pair of jeans that Ed just loved, and as he was just spending the whole time at home, it didn't matter, I just kept patching it, and I used the Fabby Tack to patch. So yeah, he has since thrown them out. Got to a point where I couldn't do it anymore, so there we go. I'm just going to trim them off there. So that's now ready to get stuck in. So I'm gonna get a bit of art glitter, I think. There we go. Go around the 3 edges. There we are, completely concentrating there, so I was quite quiet. So let's stick that in. There we go. I'm just eyeballing it so there's like the same distance at the bottom as there is on the 2 edges, and I'm taking it to where that score line is. One thing that I have found is when you sew your signatures in and the pages are all sewn in, it actually does go back a little bit more than when you're just holding it. So there is maybe a little bit more of a gap there than I thought of, so I could maybe have made this a little bit smaller, but it's no huge problem. So that's that. So the other thing I did was I just took one of my words there. I'm just looking at what I've got left to hand. I have dream again, and I have memories. So I quite like having memories on there, because this might well be a book of memories. I don't really want dream again, so I might have a little skeg and see if actually on this desk I do have another word ready. Probably have. So we'll have memories. I've got a bit of this, so we'll stick that on there. People often ask me about the stamp set, where these words came from. It's an old retired Stampin' Up set. It's called Loving Thoughts. So quite a few people have messaged me to say that they'd managed to get hold of it. So I bought mine on a retired selling site. I obviously went to a UK one. Oh dear. There we are. Stick that in. Going back to my old faithful. So this should definitely be the last episode in this journal, and then I'll just do a separate flip through. There we go. And then I did intend to make one that wasn't all coffee dyed, but I'm probably going to make that exactly the same way. So I'm not going to film that one. I'm just going to make it at my own pace and do a flip through when it's done. And then I'm just going to, so I did lots of die cutting from the set that goes with Dainty Flowers, ready to use. Yeah. Stick that on there. And then we just got tag to make. So I did a really quick tag. There we go. So that's that done. So if I show you the tag, so this was the tag that I made using, again, these die cuts. And it is a piece of the antique ledger that I got. You might have seen it in a charity shop haul that I've done. It might not be published yet, I don't know. But anyway, I got an antique ledger. There's only writing on the first page of it, so the rest is clear, but it's nice. It's really nice quality paper, and it's got pink in it, which I thought worked really well. So I made the tag out of that. So I had, this was doubled over, so I managed to get out of the doubled over sheet that tag and this tag. I have cut them to be 3.5 inches by 7.5, and then this little offcut, so there was another bit of that. I just cut it in half to make this little extra bit. I just felt that the other side needed a little something, and I just thought I'd fold it over so that you've got spot to journal, good journal on the back. Just like decorated that and just put it on there with a paper clip. So all I did, I liked the rough edge of where it sort of tore, so rather than fold it completely in half, I just did that and then decorated. So with this one, it don't really matter which is the front and which is the back. I've kept it as being just this layer. I have kept my tags not as thick as I normally do, and actually I think that adds less bulk to the journal, and I don't think they necessarily have to be really thick. So then I'm eyeballing that for the centre. So that is the basis of my tags. So now I'm just gonna ink round all the edges. Oh, this, I used my decal edge to cut the top and the bottom, just to give it a little bit of interest. Loving this. Love it, love it, love it. It was my post-Christmas treat with some Christmas money. So I am going to go round and I'm going to ink all the edges. So I might just speed this up. So that's them all inked. So I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on it. I'm going to remind myself of what I did. Because I liked what I did and I want to repeat it. So just going to do a bit of stamping down the edge as if it's been written on. This is the stamp set called Very Versailles that this script comes from. And I do love it. Right, so I'm just going to do a little bit on here. Like so. And then we are going to stamp some on here. Lovely. So that's the script done with. So now I'm going to use this flower and I'm going to use rich raspberry. And I'm going to stamp off. I'm not stamping on this because I want that to dry. Right, I want to come on this side. Like so. And then coming in bits all over the place. We'll just have a bit of that coming over there and a bit up there. There we go. That'll do on the back of that. So I didn't put any florals on the front, so now it's just a matter of adding the die cuts. So I've got a couple of little bits like that that were cut off the bottom of these, which will go in my scrap pile. So ooh, where's my little, oh there it is, my little long bit like that. So that goes on like that. That's now going the wrong way. Quite liked it, but it went like, I could have that going upside down and then it would work, wouldn't it? And we got that on there, that on there. I'll just snip a bit of this off. Snip the stem off? No, we'll just have it cascading down. It doesn't matter. Won't really matter. What I might do, actually, put that little one on there, that one on there, because I shortened that. On that one he's a bit more on the end, and on this one he's not. We'll have a few these dotted around. So this is part of the die set. The die that cuts that out, I dropped there. If I put that on the end, you don't really notice, do you? I dropped it on the floor yesterday. Literally, my sleeves just knocked it off, the actual die. 3 hours to find it. 3 hours. Can now see carpet under my desk, so that's one benefit. I didn't want to do dream again, did I? No, I didn't. So I just need a word for here and a word for there. So I'm going to sort the words out. Okay, so I've sorted out the words. I got inspire. I found a little scrap of that on there, and then for this side I got creative. So they are just going to get stuck down like that. I stuck them down first, and then I did a little bit of, just went with my blending brush just to give them a little bit of ink on them, which was, when you're dealing with such small sort of intricate bits, that was the easiest way of doing that, I thought. So I'm just going to stick this down. Lots of bits. I'll be glad when this project's over, so I can clear all the debris off my desk. I find when I'm creating a big project like this that I do end up with everything over my desk, and it does just stay there until I'm finished. So I have been working on this now for a couple of weeks, I think. Did a few little bits in between, but I think it's been about 2 weeks. There we go. So and then what I did was I took my brush and I just brushed a little bit over it, and that's that one. So I'll speed it up to stick this down. So that's that one stuck down, and then I just went over a bit with my brush, gave it a little bit of aging there. So the last thing is our bit of a ribbon there. So I just took a bit of this, about that much, poked it through, and then I just used a rich raspberry Stampin' Blend and coloured a little bit of twine here. Just check if that is dry. I managed to get this completely all over my hand when I did it the first time. This is not baker's twine. This is the twine I got in a charity shop. and it seems to take slightly longer to dry, and I meant to do it before I started filming and I completely forgot. So that'll do. That'll do. So I'll tie a bit of a knot. I'm going to cut the white end off. Poke these through. And then tie the knot at 90 degrees to where I want the bow to lay. There we go. Just pull it a little bit, pull it a little bit, and cut the ends off. Oh, didn't do that one very well. There we go. So that is, and then I'll just neaten up there. Did I do it on this one? Yeah, I did. But I'm going again because I think it's a bit long. There we are. So that's that. So they can pop back in here. So that fit in there. Creative. Let's have our little paper clips that I got. Nice and cheap. Oh. There we go. And I'll just pop that at the top. It was going to go on the edge, but obviously when I decided to put ribbon down the edge, that wasn't really an option. So put these at the back. There we go, and it doesn't really affect the back there very much. The tag. Oh, it does if you do that, Jess. The tag should still go in there without any problem at all. So I just need to trim the end of this off. Oh, and we need to do the closure. That was me thinking. And that's us done. But we're not. I need to do the closure. So before I do the closure, I need to put all the tags back in here. Otherwise, I'll be making the closure far smaller than it needs to be. So I'll just do that. So that's them all back in now. So I am going to put an eyelet in the back here. I find this quite a nice, satisfying, easy closure. Maybe not so easy if you haven't got an eyelet setter. So I am eyeballing the middle. Shall I measure? Maybe I will. So what are we? So 8.5 inches, which is 4 1/4. So 4 1/4. So that is the centre point there. There. That'll do. There we go. So I've got my eyelets out ready. So putting that through there. Putting the end up. And then I'm going to going to put the back on. No idea if this is how you do it. I think the video when I say I'm doing this for the first time hasn't been published yet. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to use this to help me. I don't know what I've done there. Oh, there it is. Right. Getting a pickle. There must be an easier way. Right. So. Okay, that threw me out there. Sticking that over that. And now we're going to squeeze. And that came off. So that was a waste of time. But anyway, it's not that it matters. So that's my hole in there. So all that faffing, and I achieved nothing. There we go. Right, and the ribbon I'm going to use, when I was looking for me embroidery onglay or something to use down there, I found this. So I got this in charity shop, £2. And reminded me of a dusky pink. It reminds me of a retired Stampin' Up! In colour, Rococo Rose, or that reminded me of Sweet Sugar Plum. So yeah, so I think this works really well. So yeah, that might be too much. What I want is to I've got oodles, it doesn't matter if I'm waste a bit really. There we go. So I'm cutting a length. We're going to go, we're not going to go exactly in half. We're going to go the back one longer, because the back one's got to go all the way around to the front and the other one's just coming this way. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to poke this through there. Got a loop. Pull them through. That is the fastener. Ended up with the long one on the top. Doesn't really matter. We can fiddle. So that comes around the front. This goes around the back, around to the front. I'm not winding it more than once. I am just going to tie a bow. So tightening my knot 90 degrees to how I want the bow to sit. There we go. I think actually I've judged that ribbon quite well. There we go. That is it. That's it done. Finished. Loved making that. Hope you've enjoyed following it. I'll have some photos over on my blog, nigezza.co.uk, and I will bring you a flip through separate. Okay, so thanks for joining me. if you're crafting along, hope you're enjoying it, and I would love to see what you make if you do make them. So do share. I do have a Facebook group, Nigezza Creates Crafty Place, or if you share it in, I'm in a lot of the Facebook groups, so I will probably see it there if you have a go. All right then, bye for now. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe.